Hi, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick, author of the book, The Charismatic Edge, co-author of the book, How to Take Charge of Your Life, and co-author of the book, The Ultimate Introduction to NLP, and co-author of the book, Memories, and co-author of the book, Conversations, and author of the book, Not Enough Hours. I think that's all for now. Creator of the Online Charisma Training Academy, creator of Online Time Mastery. I gotta plug all of that in because we're about to have a brand new year. So I wanted to do what I call a video entitled The New Year Psychological Checklist. Now, it's not just psychological checklist, as you'll soon see, but this is a checkup. And you know the way you go to the doctor and you go, oh, I feel a little bit poorly, or I feel a little bit sick. And the doctor goes, okay, you know, and they put their stethoscope on and they go, okay, breathe for me and cough. And they go, oh, yeah, that's grand. And then they take your thermometer. They don't take your thermometer. I'm sure you don't go in with a thermometer and you go, here, you want to use my thermometer? No, they have their own thermometer, but they measure how hot you are. Not like, God, you're hot, but more like, you know, you're hot that way. So again, they measure your thermometer, they put it under your, you know, or they get you to put it in your mouth. I always wondered about that, you know. Why do they get you to put it in your mouth sometimes, or here sometimes, or other places sometimes? Why do they do that? I still haven't got the answer. But what I do have is the knowledge that when they do that, they're measuring how hot you are. Anyway. If you've got a temperature, then again, it tells them more stuff. They diagnose your condition, and once they've diagnosed it, they want to get you healthy, and then they might prescribe antibiotics or medication, or tell you to, you know, just, you know, stop, you know, taking heroin, or whatever the case may be. Just giving you advice on that. Okay, so that's a normal checkup. So this is like the New Year's checkup. As we go into the new year, how can you boost yourself? And so what I want to do is go through a number of questions I want to ask you, real simple, real clear, but I want you to take time, go through this video, and start to answer these questions. So the most important thing about achieving your goals is to understand where you are and where you want to go. So very simply, I'm going to ask you to think about the different areas of your life. So first of all, emotionally in your life. So when you think about your emotions, how in control of your emotions are you? So how much do you feel that you're emotionally able to control the way in which you feel? So again, think about that right now. And then think about how do you want to be in terms of emotionally. So what is the gap between where you are emotionally and where you want to be? And understand then, how are you going to get there? So what are you going to do tangibly this year in order for you to get much more in control over your emotions? And again, I want you to take the time, even pause this video, and write down 3 things that you're committing to do to make you take more control over your emotions. So just 3 things. Any 3 things at all. Next, I want you to take, for example, your physical conditions, your health, your fitness. What are the things you need to look after there? How do you eat? How do you sleep? How do you rest? How much do you exercise? What kind of exercise do you do? And understand, where do you want to be? What kind of body do you want to have? How do you want to be eating? How do you want to be sleeping? And then ask yourself the question, what are the things you need to change, the new rituals you need, the new habits you need to build in order to go from where you are to where you want to go? Again, take 3 or 4 items, spend time, pause, and just go through what are the things you're going to commit to do now. These aren't resolutions, these are decisions. Things that you're going to map into your life. So you've talked about emotional, you've talked about physical. What about your social life or your family life? What are the conditions at the moment? Do you have enough of a social life? Do you spend enough time with your family? How do you want to spend time with your family? How do you want to have your social life? And again, decide what are the things you need to do to get from where you are to where you want to be. So again, evaluating what are all the action plan. What you're doing here is really creating action plans at each of the levels. So you're checking up where you are and where you need to be. So as well as the physical state, well, you also want to be able to make it so that you're working on your career. So again, how's your career? How do you want it to be? What are the main things you need to do to change your career from where it is to where you want it to be? And again, plan it for this year. So what are the things that you're committing to? Again, pause this video, go through it, and make a list of the things you want to do. Again, by conditioning your brain to think about where you're going and what you need to do to get to where you're going, it gives you a really clear roadmap of exactly what steps you need to take. And again, when you're talking about the different areas, it means that you're much more likely to move forward towards that. And then there's developmental or even spiritual stuff. What area, how are you spiritually in terms of your religion or spirituality? Or, you know, if you're not necessarily spiritual, maybe it's purely developmental. Maybe you're learning things. Maybe there's things that you're in the process of learning. So where do you want to be in a year's time? And what do you need to do in order to get there? That could be spiritually, it could be developmentally, it could be in terms of what you're learning. If you're thinking about learning Spanish, where are you now and where do you want to be in a year's time? And then what do you need to do in order to get there? Again, pause the video and go through that. I know I'm going through these quite quickly, but again, I'm asking you to just answer the question. Be simple. No more crap, no more blah, 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 blah. Just answer the question. Where are you? Where do you want to go? And what do you need to do in order to get there? Again, this is very, very useful. Again, once you've gone through all of those different things, the next step is to be able to review the past, review 2014, and ask yourself, well, what was your greatest achievements in 2014? And stop and spend a little bit of time just going over what were your greatest achievements in 2014. Spend time reviewing that right now. Next, spend time reviewing, well, what was the best events, the most enjoyable events, the greatest things that happened to you? And there's not necessarily your achievements, but the best moments, the most fun times of 2014. Go through it, start thinking through the things, the times that you enjoyed the most from this. Next, go through the best learnings you got, the things that you learned most, the most important lessons from 2014 about people, about yourself, about life, about business, whatever the case may be. What were the best learnings? And then lastly, taking all of those learnings, taking all of the best moments, the best achievements, taking everything that's happened in 2014 and looking forward to 2015 and knowing how you want your life to be at the different levels. Set yourself one fundamental, most important goal. What's your highest priority for 2015? That single-minded focus goal. If you were to just achieve one thing in 2015, what would it be? Now, in order to get the best value from this video, you'll have watched it and paused it, and in each slot, each question, you'll have spent about 5 to 10 minutes on each, answering each question, writing out a list of different things to do. When you do that, you'll find yourself being able to build a really great strategy and come up with lots of great ideas which will move you towards the most incredible future. So again, this is the New Year's psychological check-up. It allows you to be able to check in with yourself, and it means that you're able to measure just how hot you are, how hot you want to be, just how sexy you are, how sexy you want to be, just how healthy you are, how healthy you want to be, just how great a social life you have, and how great you want to have it. It allows you to be able to start steering your life in a direction which enables you to be able to get the kind of results. So as you build your future, as you're able to create the kind of future you want, things start to happen. So please go through this video, make sure you've answered all the questions, and look forward to having an amazing 2015, the greatest one yet. For now, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.